Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Emmanuel Udoywood. Now I'm going to show you how to perform first normalization on your database. Now let's go to the system.
There are 6 conditions usually, but the 6 conditions actually more of deal with atomicity and having a primary key. You should have a key element that will identify an entire row, and then you also have atomic values in each of those columns. So we look at, first and foremost, we say that each row must be unique with a primary key. Each column must have a unique name. Now, having a unique name means that you can't have two columns having similar names. They shouldn't perform similar functions. So that's what we mean by atomicity. All right. Now, a column value must have a single value only. Yes, single value only. We don't want multiple values on one column. Each column value must be of the same data type. Okay, remember we have several data types like the string. We have string text, numbers, we have characters, variable characters. They are diverse, Boolean and all of them. Okay, so what we want here is that each column should have only a single data type. Then the order of rows does not matter, and neither does the order of columns. So noted here is that the primary key is a unique column that identifies an instance of a record. So the primary key in one table can be inserted into a related table, and we call it a foreign key. So usually if a table is so big and you need to break it down, when you're breaking it down, you can pull out the primary key from one table, put it into another table, and you have it there as a foreign key. And automatically it gives you a relationship between the two tables. Okay, so let's say here in this table we decide to add back that serial number. Okay, we added back the serial number, and the serial number will act as our unique key. Remember, serial number, we could use an incremental number, auto incremented, which means it have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It automatically increments as it goes on, so that no serial number is the same. Okay, now that's one way of solving it. So once we put the serial number, as you have seen here, serial number is on this table, then automatically it puts it in first normal form, 1NF. Now we have been able to make each row unique. All right, so even though we have MacDean here twice and MacDean here, but the serial number is 1 and the next one is 10. We have Colesman twice, but the first serial number of Colesman is 3 and the second serial number of Colesman is 11. All right, so now that is the easiest way to handle first normal form. Once you can get a primary key, you can get it to be your first normal form. Now another way to handle it is we could decide to say, let's have what we call a composite key. Okay, there's another video which I have done that will explain what are composite keys. Okay, right. So now let's say you want to have a composite key. We can decide to use the date. We can decide to use the name of first name, the last name, and the phone number. Now we can have a combination of those, the date, the first name, the last name, and the phone number, to act as our composite keys. So the moment the day he arrived, his name and his numbers, those 4 values can act as a composite key for him. Because definitely we know that MacDean is traveling from one place to another. But let's say MacDean travels, maybe he uses a company to travel from one place to another that day and comes back that very day to travel on another place, and he uses that to go to and fro, which means MacDean can make 2 or 3 journeys in one day. That's possible, isn't it? Good. So since that is possible, we can also add MacDean's from to. Where is he coming from and where is he going to? to add also as a primary key, which means we can end up having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 different columns to act as the combined or composite primary keys, which we always call a composite key, okay, because we are combining several keys. But usually, as we move on in this development, you will see why sometimes those issues and such information may not be very good. That's why we have to sometimes generate a single unique value to act as our primary key.
Please, if you like what I've been showing all along, you can go on to support this channel by liking, subscribing, sharing the content, and leaving a comment below so that I can get back to you on know the progress or how the content is, and whatever you feel I should do, I can go ahead and do it and develop it.